Hello TCTC, this is Mr. Ramey again with another Fab 5 video. Today's topic is the Fafsa, your Fsa Id, how to register, and key terms. So this is for seniors. What is the Fafsa? The Fafsa is the free application for federal student aid. This form verifies your eligibility for financial aid and must be submitted annually. So every year that you're in school, that you are paying for your college or post-secondary school with federal funds, you must do the Fafsa. The first thing you'll want to do is create an account on the Federal Student Aid website. You will create an FSID for both you and one of your parents. That ID will allow you to electronically sign the Fafsa form once you have submitted it. So you'll complete the Fafsa, and then after you submit the Fafsa, you'll get a student aid report. If you are taking out federal student loans, you will have to complete entrance loan counseling, and then you'll have to manage those student loans through your account at your college. Remember, seniors, you are completing the 23-24 school year Fafsa. That is the year in which you will use the financial aid. So you want to click on the Fafsa starting on October 1st for 2023-24 school year. But now you can create an Fsa Id. So remember, this video has a slideshow that will accompany it, and within the slideshow there are links that you can click that will take you directly to these things that you need to click on. So you'll create an Fsa Id, both you and a parent. It'll verify your identity, so you'll need your date of birth, valid social security number, and an email. Please make sure that you use a personal email to create your Fsa Id. Do not use your TCTC email, because you will be doing the Fafsa every year and you will lose access to your TCTC email after you graduate. There is a tool on the Fafsa form called the IRS Data Retrieval tool that allows you to directly import your tax information from the IRS website. It will reduce errors, and you may not have to provide copies of tax returns to the college. You can use a manual entry method. You can gather up all your information from your parents' tax returns and put that information in manually, but the IRS data retrieval tool is preferred. You click a button, it links to your parents' IRS tax return, or your tax return if you submit a tax return, and then it will pull that information automatically into your Fafsa. It will reduce the chances of you being selected for something called verification, which is a process that they use to spot check your Fafsa form. Remember that there are 4 types of financial aid. There's a video that you can click to watch. It'll explain those 4 types. The first type are federal student loans. Those are student loans and also Parent Plus loans. Those are loans that are dispersed by the federal government, usually lower interest rates and some more consumer protections for you, as opposed to a private loan that you would take out through a bank or another lending institution. There are also federal and state grants that are available, and those are usually based upon financial need. There are federal work-study programs where you would go and work a job for the college or university. You will actually get paid a salary, and then you can use that money to pay on your student account. And then finally, there are scholarships. So those are the 4 types of aid: loans, grants, work-study, and scholarships. So federal student loans must be repaid with interest, and there are 2 types. There are subsidized loans and unsubsidized loans. We'll get to that in a minute. There are also private loans. These are loans that you would take out. They're not federally backed. They're not federal loans at all. They're private loans. Banks and other private lending institutions offer student loans, but usually have higher interest rates and fewer protections. So federal grants are usually 100% free, but some grants might require repayment. It just depends. But for the most part, grants are free aid. They're called gift. It's called gift aid. Some types of grants, federal grants, are called the Pell Grant or the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, FSEOG. Those are some examples. There are also some national grants based upon your major, like if you want to be a teacher as a special ed teacher, or if you want to be a teacher in an area that is underserved. You have the Teach Grant and you have the Smart Grant. And if you click those links, it'll take you directly to the program. You can read more about it. There are also some state level grants, Ohio grants, like there's a Choose Ohio First scholarship, there's the Ohio College Opportunity Grant, And then sometimes your colleges will even have grants available at the institutional level. So I've included some links there for you to explore. Federal work-study programs, again, part-time employment while you're in college, based upon the Fafsa eligibility. Some examples would be like the school library, the cafeteria, academic offices, etc. So I've included some links to explain work-study at some of the local colleges here. Okay, scholarships. Please make sure you click on that link and read that. Some are merit-based, so those are based upon your ACT or SAT scores, your grade point average, and the rigor of your schedule. Some are based upon extracurricular activities like athletics or band or choir or some awards or activities. Some are based upon what your major is or your career path. Or you might also have some departmental scholarships. Sometimes the Department of, let's say, biology at a college has some money set aside for incoming freshmen. Those are scholarships that are separate from the general scholarship that you would receive through your ACT or GPA. And then finally, some scholarships are need-based, based upon your family size, family income. If your parents are displaced workers, sometimes scholarships are based upon those types of criteria. Don't forget also college honors programs, scholarships. The benefits of those honors scholarships are honors programs, are smaller classes. You can earn an honors diploma. You can earn scholarships for participating in an honors program that are stackable, which means those awards are given on top of your merit-based scholarships. Don't forget the costs. The cost of being in an honors program. The courses are harder. There are higher expectations, and you have to spend more time in honors programs. The honors courses are more difficult, but you can consider those programs. Sometimes there's benefits. You can become assist some of your professors in research that they're doing. It gives you early access to the graduate work and the graduate school. It could benefit you. So please check out those links. Some other sources of scholarships. Always start with your college financial aid website. Kent's, YSU's, and Eastern Gateway's financial aid websites are linked there. They oftentimes have separate scholarship applications that you have to complete. They are called institutional aid forms or college financial aid forms that you have to complete. Sometimes each college has their own nonprofit group that seeks out money that they then distribute in the form of scholarships, like a foundation. But then there are also some federal, state, and nonprofit organizations that also offer scholarships. So check out the ACT and SAT website. They have a way that you can search for scholarships. Again, I've linked the Choose Ohio First Scholarship. Ohio Means Jobs Backpack has a scholarship search. And then the Department of Labor also has some scholarship links as well. There are some third-party websites you can use. FastWeb, the Trumbull County Educational Service Center, Fine Aid. There's a bunch of websites out there. Just make sure that they're reputable. If ever you click a link and it says pay for the privilege of searching for scholarships or pay for the scholarship application, it is not legitimate. That's a scam. Do not use those. And then finally, TCTC Google Classroom, our guidance office also puts out a list of scholarships as well. Those are forthcoming. A few more scholarship sources, homeschool guidance office. So check out your local high school guidance office for a list of scholarships for graduating seniors. Oftentimes, your senior class will have scholarships that are just for them. And then there are also some local community groups. The Community Foundation of Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio has a list of scholarships. And again, oftentimes, these are just given to local, recipients. So you're not competing against the entire state or the entire nation. You're competing locally, which is a better shot for you. And then oftentimes your bank, sometimes they will have scholarships available to their members. Your employer or your parent's employer might have tuition reimbursement. I know students who worked at Chipotle and Starbucks and Target. All those corporations offer their employees some type of tuition reimbursement program. And then your parent's employer might also have scholarship or tuition incentives available to them. So ask. Okay, so how do you apply? You complete the application, usually online. Have a trusted person proofread your application before submitting it. Return that application as directed to the scholarship application. Sometimes it's the guidance office. Sometimes you have to email the organization. Check the form. Make sure you read the form. And then finally, you would probably also have to send transcripts, maybe an essay, or could be an audition or an interview for certain scholarships. So you just treat the scholarship application like a college application. Okay, back to the FAFSA for a few minutes. These are some key terms that you might see on your FAFSA. COA is the cost of attendance. That is your tuition, room and board, books, and expenses. There's something called the EFC, or Estimated Family Contribution. That is the amount of money that they expect your family to be able to afford to pay towards your education for 1 year. So that's the yearly amount they expect your family to contribute towards your post-secondary education for that school year. The EFC is going to be replaced by something called the Student Aid Index, but that won't happen for another 2 years, so don't worry about that quite yet. The Student Aid Report, or SAR, that is the report that you get back after you do the FAFSA that lists what type of grants are available to you and what need you have. Verification is the process by which you have to prove that what you listed on the FAFSA is true, and oftentimes you have to submit an IRS tax transcript and some other items for verification. Your college will tell you if you've been selected for verification and what items you will need to provide. Okay, again, the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. Make sure you're on the FAFSA and not some other website that asks you to pay. Okay, because some people have been scammed. They go to Fafsa.com and they paid $80 to file a free application. Don't be that guy. Federal Student Aid Identification Number is the ID that you create when you go to the FAFSA website. And again, the EFC and the SAI, we've talked about that. Okay, sorry. Duplication, just a little bit of explanation there. Okay, we talked about subsidized federal student loans and unsubsidized federal student loans. Subsidized means while enrolled, the government pays the interest on your federal student loans. This unsubsidized loans, while enrolled, you would be paying your interest on federal student loans. So it's just over the term of that loan. A subsidized loan is a little bit better because the interest is being paid by the government until it becomes mature and until you have to pay it back. So see your counselor. How to do the FAFSA? You can go to Kent Trumbull. They have FAFSA Fridays. They have virtual or in-person appointments that you can take your information down and they will help you complete the FAFSA. And again, these opportunities, you do not have to attend Kent Trumbull. You don't have to attend YSU. They are doing this as a community service. So they'll still help you with your FAFSA even though you're not actually going there. YSU also has a financial aid night, October 20th, 2022. Please pre-register for that, but anyone can attend. It's a public service. Their graduate students in the business and accounting department will be on hand as well to help with the FAFSA. You guys got this. If you have any questions, come see us. Thank you.